Whenever you hear that song, it's always been an indication of brewing disagreement between two parties, mostly unions versus government. In the last 3 weeks, the health sector has been thrown into another season of suspended services. What was initially limited to the tertiary health institutions assumed a nationwide scale by midweek. Since the strike was called out by the leadership of the Joint Health Sector Workers, JOHESU, 3 meetings have been held with the federal government. First on April the 26th, 2018, then 2nd of May 2018, and the third one on May 7th, 2018, without any amicable resolution. So, what is it this time? Simply put, the health workers are asking for an upward adjustment of their take-home pay in line with agreements reached with the federal government some 7 months ago. The resolutions to all this appear to hang in the balance, while the consequences loom. First off, this is not the time to have a loved one who requires medical attention in public health institutions, as they may not get any service. Second, over the week, news of an Ebola scare filtered in from Democratic Republic of Congo, increasing awareness of a scaled-up surveillance in Nigeria. Despite the toll the strike is already taken, the Minister of Health and President of Nigeria Medical Association do not seem to agree with the idea behind the demands of JOHESU members.
When you look at the two scales, what JOHESU is asking for is to say, look, whatever is there, we want to have it on the Conhead scale. And we said no.
When you say JOHESU, it means Joint Health Sector Union. It's an illegal body. We are not saying we are excluded, and that's what makes it illegal. But they are full of envy, rivalry, and lies.
Interestingly, the Minister of Health is a medical doctor. So are the Minister of State for Health and the Minister of Labor and Employment, who have attempted some mediation. So, is this difficulty in finding a common ground all about professional rivalry? 5 registered unions make up JOHESU except the medical doctors. The striking health workers say they are resolute. The federal government seems to have other ideas to resolving the crisis, even if it's not what is being anticipated by the health workers. The medical doctors have also subtly threatened to embark on a work to rule if government heeds to JOHESU. The crisis looks complicated, but sadly, it is the patients that are worse off. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
All right, so to find out where we are in the scheme of things, or is it the more things change, the more they remain the same? Is it more of the same of the old? Let's go to Abuja. Markwa?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. We have with us Mr. Josiah Biobelemoye, who is the president of the Joint Health Sector Union. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Good morning, good morning to Sunrise.
Now, we all know, last week you sent out another message saying that the workers at the states and local government should join in. So what we have right now is a total shutdown of JOHESU's activities across the country. Is that right?
Yeah.
Why did you send that message out?
Well, JOHESU unions cut across the 3 tiers of government. And at the various tiers, we have issues that have taken years. And so we always know that when we give instruction, it has to go down.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to make is that before then you had said you will go on strike at the federal level to see how the federal government takes the negotiations which you're entering into with them.
Yes.
And if you do not get a positive sign, you will ask the states and local governments to join in. you have been engaging with the federal government. They have met with you on a number of occasions. The Minister for Health says, we're talking to JOHESU. We really do not want them to continue with this strike. But you sent out word that the local governments and the state governments as well, workers at those levels, should join in as well. Is it because you were not making progress in the negotiations?
Certainly, yes. It was the kind of negotiation. I'm thinking it's just a media show. To say, okay, we're talking. But the talk goes this way. 1 step forward, 2 steps backwards. You come one day, you seem to be making progress. And then when they take this progress back to the script they are playing, the owners of the script they are playing, and then those people come out on air to say, oh, if you do this, I'm going to hit back. Then the following day, the discussion takes a different shape. So I'm not sure that is with honest intent to resolve the issue.
What precisely are you asking for? Because the minister has said that what you seem to be asking for is parity. He says that you say you're asking for equity, but that from all that he can see, you're asking for the exact same things that doctors are asking for, and that cannot be possible because, according to him, there must always be relativity observed in the sector. How do you respond to that?
Thank you so much. First, I want to say this. You see, a lawyer comes into service at grade level 9. So for architects, so for engineers. Then there are other category of graduates who enter service at grade level 8. Even a clerical officer enters service at grade level 4. And then after he gets his diploma, this time now, he moves on to the executive class. And all these ones who enter below the engineers and lawyers are bound to grow over time to get to level 9. Now, when they get to level 9, maybe like the clerical officer who is not even a graduate, and he gets his diploma and he begins to move on the executive line, and he gets onto 9, would it be right for the lawyers and the engineers to now say, you have brought someone who never entered the same grade with me into service. He has come, he is growing up to level 9. So from now on, my new entrants who are coming, you create a different basic for them. Is it possible?
Is that what is happening?
That is what they have done. And we have said that is wrong. It is wrong. In the public service, when an officer is meant to be on grade level 9 or grade level 12, the basic, is equal for all. Some might just come into level 12. Others might take 10 years. Others might take 12 years. But when you get to level 12, the basic will be the same. The allowances, peculiar allowances, makes a huge difference. Now, for time's sake, let me show you what we're talking about. The salary that is being bandied, that we are asking for equal salary, is nowhere. It's not anywhere. It has never been and can never be. A graduate doctor who trains for 8 years post NYSC and a graduate pharmacist or nurse who trained for 7 years post NYSC, these are the entry points. The nurse enters on grade level 8, coins 7. The pharmacist enters on grade level 10, coins 9. The doctor enters at grade level 12. Okay, coins 3 because of skipping now. They skip. So, which of course, I will come to that. Now, the salary for the graduate nurse who was trained for 7 years now is 118,000 naira. Even if the doctors don't enter on 7s, but if a doctor were to be on 7 and she enters on 7, if the basic is the same, allowances will make the difference. So now, she goes home as a graduate with 118,000 naira. This is before the adjustment to the doctors. And the doctor before the adjustment was going home with 260,000 naira. 260,000 naira.
After the adjustment?
Before the adjustment.
You're talking of the allowances added, yes?
Yes, allowances added now.
After
that's the total take home.
After the adjustment?
After the adjustment, the doctor goes home with 312,000. After the adjustment, 312,000. That is it.
So if I understand...
Now 312,000. The North still remains on 118,000. And we are saying, look, you have adjusted their basic up. Already there was a 142,000 naira gap between the two graduates. And you have adjusted theirs up again, now creating 194,000 naira gap. Please restore the gap that existed before.
Mr. Josiah, looking at the public health sector in various countries, from South Africa to the UK, and even to some of the municipal services that you see in the United States, for example, you could never see a situation where a doctor, regardless of what the circumstances, is earning the same or very even close to what a nurse, for example, is earning. And I want to ask you, when you look at JOHESU, your union, and who is comprised of, you're talking about laboratory technicians, nurses, pharmacists, even cleaning workers as well. Do you think it's possible to separate the issue of enhanced welfare for the members of your union without looking for parity, which is not really obtainable in most countries of the world?
Like I told you here, there is no parity. Even with adjusted one.
I'm not referring to allowances now. I'm talking about basic salary.
No, basic salary in government, like I told you here, engineers, lawyers, and the architects enter service. That's the relativity. The relativity between the engineer and another graduate is that the engineer enters at grade level 8.
That has